Today I am painting busts that nobody else on this planet has. They were made just specifically for one purpose. And also I'm trying to teach you how to highlight black and white in a painterly style. Well, this video is a two-part. First of all, I want to teach you how to highlight black and white in a quite painterly comic style. And also I want to talk about minis as a gift. So what are we painting today? We are painting two busts made by Ogareg Miniatures. Huge shout out, man. They turn out amazing. Thank you so much. And these are the two heroes from my favorite and my daughter's favorite book series, Skulduggery Pleasant. The good thing is it's just paint. So I really enjoy just sketching about for a bit. I started on a whitish zenithal and then I went in with some grays and just sketch around the head and sketch around his shirt and just try to find out what I really wanted to do with it. There are a lot of ways you can start this. You could start from a dark gray, you could start from a white and go down to a black in the recesses. But I really wanted to learn about this color and sketch around and just have a bit of fun. And this is a really nice way to exercise your brushwork and your mixing and of course your blending. I have a rule for painting that I kinda forgot about, and that's always start from the inside, because it's much easier to clean up that way. So I decided, okay, I have to do the skull first. So I took some contrast paint and went all over the skull. Since I did not want to just use contrast paint, I mixed the contrast paint with an off-white and added more and more off-white to the mix for every step of highlights that I made. And if you want that extra layer, if you want that extra smoothness of blends, adding an off-white or adding a lighter tone to the contrast paint to get the base color back into the mix is a solid technique. I tried it several times now and I'm really pleased with the results. And like with any other part of painting, you build up and you build up and you build up layers for a nice smooth gradient. And then you go in with a really bright mix and add up all the highlights. And this was especially fun on the neck bones. Okay, now let's start the painterly highlights. As you can see, I painted the whole head black again, and I'm adding a lot of stippling highlights from gray up to a white, all across the head, all across the raised areas. And I'm doing the same for the shirt. So what we want here is visible stippling and visible brush strokes. This is what makes the painterly style. Also, not that perfect blends. We get into the blends later on, but you can play around. You can be open-minded. You can just screw around with the paint. It's fine. I repainted the whole suit black too. And now I'm going in with a gray glaze. I put it on the topmost parts and I wipe it around with my finger to get this rough texture and a slight blend. And I do this all around the miniature, all around the raised edges, and it's going to look real sketchy soon. And if you take a closer look now, there's a pretty sharp tip on my brush. And I'm using this sharp tip to get in some scratches and some strange lines all across the edges. This looks like a bit of fabric, and it's all going to make sense in a few seconds. Just let me scratch this up a little bit. And now there are two approaches to finish this. I could repeat the blending and the stippling and the blending and the stippling, or I could take a glaze. And I decided to go the glaze route. So I'm going 2 or 3 rounds of glazes in black over the whole bust to make it all look coherent. And now I'm doing this with a red, like the same steps for the red on the tie, nothing else. So where do I think painted miniatures work as a gift? First of all, if you have someone who's playing with you or is playing another game and you get them a piece for their army that they are missing, or try to give them a centerpiece or a new unit, that works pretty fine. If you have someone who's into like a book or a film and really loves one character and you can't find a miniature or a bust or a 75mm that looks like that character or is sculpted after the character, that can be a great gift. Great gifts are normally given to people who are in your close proximity. So they will know that you are a painter, they know how much time and effort goes into this. And I would only give such a gift to someone who knows what kind of work is behind that. If someone doesn't know, maybe that's a bit over the top or they won't appreciate it that much. On her Valkyrie cane, I decided to use some different techniques for the black, but I also had to paint the skin. So I used the what I call conga line method. I took 2 colors for the skin tone and I mixed a whole range of them in a conga line, basically. Which means I can pick any skin tone I want, any skin tone that I need, just from this whole line of paint. Just put it onto the right spot, pick it and go. With the skin, I'm going to take advantage of glazing again. I'm building up highlights after highlights after highlights on the skin until I reach a very bright point. And then I'm going to switch to glazing. You can see here, it went super bright. And then I'm going to glaze it down a bit to get to a more normal skin tone. And then I'll switch to inks, a blue ink and a red ink. I'm going to glaze in the blue ink into areas with less blood flow or the areas in the shadows. And I'm glazing in the red ink into areas with high blood flow and the areas that are not in the shadows, like the cheeks. And with that amount of color variation and peaked highlights, I'm just going to take my mid-tone and glaze it all down to make it look coherent again. Glazing is a miracle. I love that stuff. Oh, by the way, use the glaze medium from Monument Hobbies. I tested like 4 or 5 glaze mediums and this is the stuff that works the absolute best for me. For the eyes, I'm using a trick Cyril on the Squidmore Discord showed me. He told me just to paint the eyes all black and then add in the complete white part and then add in the pupils. It worked really well for me all the time, so thank you for this tip. So what if you want a blue highlight, a blue shine on the hair and not a white reflection? Then you use this technique and it's magical. Sadly, in the end, the camera doesn't pick it up that well on the finished product and it looks a bit overdone at this point here, but you add just a lot of white onto the black and then add some blue paint or blue ink all over it. And then you just glaze it down with the black until you're happy with the result. And you have that nice blue sheen that you often see in comic characters or other illustrations when they have black hair. This blue reflection. It works amazing. Try it out. Believe me, it's amazing. So we got the scratches and now I'm using stippling to get this worn leather look. And I'm going for a crosshatch on her shirt to get this feeling of a woven fabric. These are 2 other ways to highlight black cloth or black parts in general. So we got chicken scratches, cross-hatching, and the stippling with a brush. And everything you need to do now is just glaze it back down with black. Also, if you want to add the black part of the eye, dead center, use these ink liners. They are freaking amazing. I am not in any way by chance painting eyes any other way than with them. On the other hand, it's pretty clear. If someone has nothing to do with the subject that the mini is representing, they won't like that gift. If you are giving it away to someone who doesn't know about painting and all the time and effort, he maybe not appreciate that gift. So it's quite a mixed bag if you want to give away a painted miniature or figurine or bust or whatever. But if you have someone that really likes stuff like that, go for it. They will appreciate all the time and hard work you put into it. So again, huge shout out to Ogareg Miniatures. Thank you for making them. They turned out amazing. And if you need someone to sculpt your stuff, hit him up. He's an amazing dude, super kind, super friendly. Also, right now I'm talking to the author of the books so we can maybe release them as a fan service or maybe even sell them. I don't know right now, but for now they are absolutely exclusive and they are for my special girl. So without further ado, I think it's time to take a look at the finished project. So as you could see, highlighting black in a painterly style is quite easy. You know what else is quite easy? Supporting me. If you hit like or comment or subscribe, that really helps me out. All these nice people decided to support me even more, and if you want to do that too, please feel free to join my Patreon page or take a look at my merch store. Everything is linked down below. Thanks guys. Well, again, this was quite a personal video, and you guys asked for more slice of life and for more non-Warhammer related content, and I think I delivered on that one today. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I hope to see you next time here on The Bear and the Brush. Bye guys. This video is dedicated to Josephine. Please remember that your dad loves you very much. And please remember that I'm always proud of you and that I'll always be there for you no matter what.